Ladies and gentlemen, we'll reconvene to our regular session. E, reconvene to open session. And it is 6:25. Announcement. F, announcements from actions taken in closed session. None. We go on to G, presentations. G1, highest attendance for 2006-2017 school year. Blanche Charles Elementary School. Highest attendance for the month. 1, Kennedy Gardens Elementary School is for this year, school year, correct? Do we have the principal for Blanche Charles?
So is this on? Is it on? Yes? Yes. So the first award is a plaque for the year-long highest attendance rate for the last school year. And so we've invited Blanche Charles Elementary principal and team to come and receive the award from the board to this wonderful school that was able to achieve a year-long attendance rate above 96%, and it was the highest in the district. The school that came in second by like 0.01 behind them, but Blanche Charles still won. So congratulations to Blanche Charles Elementary.
Thanks to the principal, thanks to the teachers, and all the staff at Blanche Charles for their hard work and dedication. Thank you again.
Parents. I actually thank the parents right now. We had a meeting, and I thank the parents because without their support, their kids wouldn't be in school.
Thank you. Quick picture. So this next award, as you know, September was a school attendance month, but we are going to make every single month school attendance month this year. We have a goal, very lofty goal, to attain and exceed 96% all year long. And we just, for the month of September, the school with the highest attendance rate with a 97.7% for the first month of the school year was Kennedy Gardens Elementary School. So we have Kennedy Gardens representation here.
I don't want to be by myself. I invited my staff, but I just assumed they're very busy tonight.
Thank you for engaging your students and starting a good year. You got everything behind you, so hopefully we can continue. There's more to come, though. Hold on. So tell them what we're doing here.
Oh, this is the traveling trophy.
This is the traveling trophy that's going to go from school to school. Whoever gets
Every month.
the best attendance, the school will take it. And I think it's bragging rights, really, it comes down to. So I think you're the first one, and I think that you're making history here, and hopefully that you can continue.
And they keep their frame certificate. The trophy travels with them month to month. But we also have ordered a banner that's going to arrive tomorrow, and you get to keep the banner. Okay, so every month the school will get a banner and a certificate, and then the traveling trophy. So you need to keep it for the next month if you don't break it.
She's a key player in tracking attendance, contacting parents, contacting teachers. I know it takes the school community to provide those learning environments that motivate our kids to come, so we're going to keep at it. Thank you very much.
have it on my phone. Hold on, let me see if I have it on my phone. I should have it here. Hold on. I should have had that ready. Here. Here. So this next community award is very special. It's a very special recognition. No? Yeah. Of Christ Community Church Calexico Council, I believe, or campus, Calexico campus. There. Oh. And Mr. Frank Sasueta. I know he's here, so if you could join us. Mr. Sasueta and the campus from Christ Community Church here in Calexico are responsible for the beautiful mural at Mains Elementary School. And we want to thank him for
Cooperation and partnership with the school district and making our school sites beautiful. So again, thank you.
He'll be working on others.
Yes. We want to do all the elementary schools. Any comments, trustees, before we go on with these awards? No? Okay. We go on to H, comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda or any other item on district business that is not on the agenda. Do we have any? Thank you. We have none today. I, consent agenda. All items appearing will be acted upon one motion without discussion unless any item is pulled for separate consideration and action. Trustees, do we have any questions or concerns or would like to pull any of the items? No? Motion by Castillo to approve, second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please state aye. Aye. Motion approved by Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. J, informational items. J1, superintendent's report.
So we're going to go ahead and get started with the CUSD enrollment. It's something that I want to keep on the forefront of our district board and our community. And where we are today compared to where we were the first the first week of school. So if you look at the first graph, you have the first week of school, you had us ending the week with 9,104 students, and we ended last week or started this week with 9,224 students. So there is an increase of about 120 students over the last 4 or 5 weeks of school. So that's a positive for us. In the next slide, it shows where we are, again, more by color graphically where we are as a district from 9104 to 9224. And you see that the growth obviously becomes smaller and smaller as the weeks go by, which means that our enrollment is stabilizing. The next one is a graphic representation of our elementary school enrollment. So the first week of school, we ended with 4,429, and we started week 6 with 4,513. So there was also a growth there. If you look at the next slide, same thing. Junior high school, there's a growing trend. The growth has become smaller and smaller by the week, but there is a growth. the high school enrollment, we had a drop of 1 from last week to this week, but we have a significant growth from the first week of school to the beginning of this week. And the last slide on enrollment is a snapshot between the years. So if I take where we were exactly on the same day in or give or take the same day in 2016 versus where we are in 2017. So as a district, a year ago, we had 53 students more than we do right now at this time, even though we are on a slight increase right now. Elementary-wise, we have 78 students less today than we did a year ago. And when I say elementary, it's transitional kinder to 6th grade. Then in the junior high school grade span, we have 7 students less this year than last year. But in the high school grade span, which is Calexico High School and Aurora combined, we have 32 more students in our district in the high school grade span. So that's our enrollment for this year so far. Then the next brief presentation that I have there is the month 1 attendance. You know, it's really exciting to be able to recognize the efforts of our schools, and all of our schools have been working very hard to keep our enrollment as a priority at every site. And our goal last year was for all of our schools to achieve a 96% attendance. And of the all of our school sites, we only had 2 schools that met the 96%, which was Enrique Camarena and Blanche Charles. And obviously Blanche Charles won out by just less than half of a percent. So far in month 1, our goal was that everybody hit the 96%. So I'm very pleased to report that all of our schools hit 96% or more. And the competition is there. We've got all schools at 96 and 97. And Enrique Camarena is actually at 98.02. Now you may ask why they weren't recognized tonight. Well, it's all about timing. And they were, all of our site principals were asked to turn in their report by a specific date from our business department. And so when this came to print, their report came in afterwards. So next month we'll have a recognition for Enrique Camarena plus whoever is in the second month as well. But if we look at the elementary schools for TK 6th grade, again this month, for the first month, Kennedy Gardens first place, and then you have Dual School with a close second at 97.5%, Blanche Charles with 97.4%, and then accordingly. If you look at the pink bar is the goal. And so as you can see, all of our schools exceeded that goal. That last bar is our district-wide. And so our district-wide elementary school attendance rate is in excess of 97%. For our secondary schools, which is the next one, again, Enrique Camarena received the 98%, with Willie Moreno, you know, knocking on the door of the junior highs with 97.67%, but actually Aurora High School had a 97.93%. So very close, very competitive, all of our schools. And the green bar is the goal, and yet all of our schools exceeded the goal. So at the next board meeting, we'll recognize the top elementary and secondary for month 2, plus we'll recognize Enrique Camarena for month 1. The other thing that I want to just bring attention to, if you haven't gone out to the football field, we have installed the cement that's the pathway between the visitors bleachers and the home side, and the fence is coming up, I believe, for to protect the track, and then the exterior fence. So that's coming up really quick. And really, that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Ambriz. J2, Measure V update.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. J3, Association comments. ACT.
Good evening, board members and superintendent. My name is Veronica Torres, elementary vice president for ACT, and I have a message from our president, James Taylor. Good evening, members of the board. Yesterday, ACT membership voted on a tentative agreement presented to us by the district for the 2016-17 school year. Our members have agreed to accept the district offer, bringing to a close a long and sometimes difficult negotiation. This represents a step toward making our district more desirable for our new and future teachers, as well as our most experienced. We hope that the spirit of progress will continue this school year as we meet at the table again, and I lost my place, to try and improve our relationship as experienced through the contract we share. ACT would like to thank the board for listening to our concerns over these many months. Sometimes they may have been hard to hear, but in the end, ultimately, we will stand together to elevate our district and make it a better place for our educators and our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Torres. CHCA?
Good evening, CSCA President Sonia Redona. Last board meeting, if you recall, my chief negotiator came up and said that we were ready to negotiate. We met September 15, and guess what? We still haven't got no numbers. I know there's a lot of rumors out there saying that Classify was getting 7%. The district has not brought us no numbers. All we did was clean up contract, and to find at the end, the negotiator was the lawyer, removed the to-me clause. So that's an item that now we're going to have to fight. Okay? And they also came back with a corner proposal, and they want to remove the retirement incentive. There's people that have been here for 30 and more years. They're ready to retire. What kind of slap is that for these employees that I want to retire? This is the first time I ever hear that you want to remove the retirement incentive for a classified employee. Remember, the classified employee is the backbone of the school district. Who greets the students? The classified. Who feeds the students? The classified. Who cleans the school grounds? The classified. Who does the attendance report for your money? The classified. So just keep in mind that we're October the 5th. We're ready, and I hope there's no cancellations, because we're tired of this meeting and not getting down to the job done. Why do we have a lawyer? Do we actually need a lawyer? Because sometimes the lawyer's busy and he can't make it. So guess what? You wait, classified. We're ready, and I think we should finish this up already. They should come up how much percentage, but no, they want to get us tired and play with it. This will be our 6th time that we meet with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rendona. J4, IVROP Committee.
Two quick things. When they last met, October 18th, regional CT meeting for public service. On November 17th, there's another regional CT meeting for all other pathways. That's the only thing I have to report.
Thank you, Trustee Alvarado. Safety Committee.
Good evening. Today we held our first safety committee for the school year, and we had 2 different presentations for our safety committee members regarding a mass emergency system, which is a program that we can use as staff to report any incidents, and it goes down to the administrators, EMS, wherever we include in the group. So we had a presentation from Titan HST and another one from Catapult EMS. At the end of the presentations, we went back and forth, had a little bit of discussion. There were several questions that took place, and at the end of the day, the majority of the members from the safety committee selected the program Catapult. It is much simpler for our staff to be able to follow and use. It has student accountability embedded in it, as well as other information that the other company had. Titan was also a very good program, but it had a lot of technology involved and a lot of going to different places within the program. So that is the recommendation that the team provided.
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez.
Real quick, Mr. President. Did they mention at the end how much it would cost?
Yes, it was 9,000 plus the 3,000 initial fee. So the initial one would be around 12,000 for year one, and then after that it would be around 8 to 9,000 every year.
And the trainings that they said that they would come and do?
They are a face-to-face training compared
those
to
are
the
free?
other company who was going to do it through video.
And those are free, right? Or come
It's
with?
part of the cost.
fee?
Cost.
It's part of the
Okay.
fee.
It comes down to 120 per student or
About
something?
$1.20 per student.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, trustees? No? Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. ALCAP committee.
I'm here. We haven't met for LCAP yet. We've been going to some of the trainings ourselves. And one of the things that they have informed us is that there, out of the 8 priorities, there are 3 priorities that have some indicators that we have developed locally. And for example, one of them is the implementation of the academic standards, and they did provide a sample of how we are going to share that with the board as to how it is that we can account for us implementing the standards. The other one is parent engagement. So we know we have different activities for parents, but what is it that we're going to use to ensure that we are engaging our parents? And the third tool is school climate. And for that one, we will be using the California Healthy Kids Survey, giving you some information regarding to that. So just so you know, these are 3 indicators that we do have to bring to the community and to the board to share. The other indicators automatically are inputted in the dashboard, such as SBAC scores and attendance and so on. So just want to let you know that in the month of October, we will be sharing some of that data with you. And that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. J5, board reports. These are informational reports by board members. No action is taken. We'll start with Trustee Romero.
I just have some questions regarding the AC system. I got a photo sent by somebody at the dual school in a trailer, and it showed a temperature of 82 degrees. Have these issues been taken care of already with the AC?
Go ahead.
We have our issues pop up here and there, but as they come up, we take care of them.
Okay, what time are they being turned on?
The-
I think last time it was 8 o'clock?
Right,
or-
yeah, and I worked with Climatech to adjust the set points to come on at 6:30.
Okay, good.
And then shut off at 6:30 after ACES goes home, and then with the occupancy sensor during
Right.
that lunchtime hour, not to go off for an hour and 15 minutes, so
And-
that room can be unoccupied for an hour and 15 minutes before it shuts off.
Okay, and what's the low temperature they set it on?
76 still.
Okay, with 25 kids in the classroom, it's still kind of warm.
Well, we're installing fans as we get them in to help alleviate that. I asked them to run the numbers to see if we can get it down to 74 degrees for the set point. But again, I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't know what that's going to do to our contract that we signed for meeting our energy savings. So they're supposed to crunch those numbers and see if we can go to as low as 74 and have that as our set
Yeah, but
point.
when you have 24 kids in the classroom, 76 may not cut it. Especially the trailers, they're not very well insulated. So that's an issue we got to deal with. The weather's changing, so that's great, but still, it's something we got to look at.
Yeah, we are looking at it, and again,
Okay.
it's if the electrical engineer says we can do it, then we can do it. If not, then that's something that the board's going to have to take into consideration. Are we going to pay back the money to the state, or if we can't meet our energy savings? So it's just something we're going to have to talk about.
Okay, thank you.
I do have one, Jeremy, before you leave, that maybe we should explore other means of energy savings. And I know that we already made a contract with this, what was the company's called?
Climatech.
Climatech. So, because we got the kids out there and we need to keep them cool. So, maybe that's something that we should explore. Because
Maybe we can look into solar energy,
Wow.
Do a power purchase agreement later on down the road or something. To
Well, we're just lucky that the weather's changing, and it's helping us, but we're going to have this problem every year at the beginning of the year. So, okay. Thank you.
Hold on, Jeremy, hold on. And the weather, the hot weather and during the summer, it doesn't last 6, 7 months. We will be done, well, we were done with this weather last week, so I know what you're saying about energy savings and setting the thermostats at 76 versus 74, but we're not talking about leaving the thermostat at 74 for the rest of the year. We're just talking about these coming weeks or months while the weather gets better.
Well, and again, I'm not an electrical engineer, so I don't know the math to crunch those numbers, but there's smarter people that do that kind of stuff, and it's up to them to crunch the numbers. Yeah, that's what I asked them for. I was like, just during the summer months, if we can get it down to 74, I mean, those temperatures will go down to 74. It's just a matter of pushing the button twice to get it to go down to 74. The set point is 76, so they can go up 2 degrees or down 2 degrees from there. So they can push it down to 74. It's just a matter of pushing the button.
Because probably by the end of October, we won't need them at 74 anymore.
Right.
We probably set them up at 78.
Heaters.
Yeah.
So it's just this time while the heat goes away.
Yeah, we're working with Climate Tech
So-
on this issue. They with any new system, there's going to be bugs that we have to work out. So just bear with us, and we'll get through it. And hopefully they can come back with some good numbers for us to tell us that you'll still meet your energy savings, and we can set it at 74 or 72. So,
It's just gonna be for a couple of weeks.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Trustee Romero, anything else?
That's it.
No, thank you. Trustee Calderon?
Well, I just had the same comments regarding this system because we, not we, the people of Calexico paid a lot of money to get these new AC programs going on and making sure that our kids are well taken care of. So, whatever we have to do to make sure that our kids are taken care of, that's what we need to do. So we're gonna do our part, but in case, we expect everybody else to do their part. Okay, so, but other than that, it's been a good couple of weeks, I guess. So, hopefully it will stay the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Castillo?
Sure. Again, I had opportunity to visit some sites since our last meeting. High school popped in for their last assembly, which is nice to see the energy before the football game, prep rally. Also visited the 9th grade campus, some classrooms, and dual school as well, looking at classrooms and climate. I think one thing I did see and notice, the fans were being installed, or had been installed, and were continuing to be installed as they come in. And that did make a difference in those classrooms, and even talking to some of the teachers, they did notice and comment on that. So it is a short-term solution, but progress anyway, regardless. Certainly those hot summer months, August and September, we weren't the only ones being affected by it. Other districts, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, they all had similar issues. But again, like we've heard, there's progress being made, calculations to help, with the cooling aspect. So a lot of things we can do still, keep our doors closed, make sure doors are completely closed for those sensors. And I know we heard about an audit as well, some of the ACs, some of those ACs, those wall-mounted portable, they're, 15 years old, 20 years old? So we're at the point where, as a district and board, we can revisit those and replace them to ensure that those ACs are continuing to run efficiently and keep our classrooms cool. Attendance, I enjoyed the presentation. The numbers look good. Let's keep it up. This is the honeymoon, the first few weeks of the school year. We know it's the honeymoon. Attendance will begin to drop down, but I know our efforts with certainly Attendance Awareness Month and even the Saturday schools that schools offer will help increase those percentages. So I know those aren't the final ones. We'll see for P1. We will see those go up with other efforts.
Well, we have a trophy now that they have to look
Oh,
over.
yeah. That's going to do a lot for us. The other thing I'd like to see in the future is the new attendance program that we invested in. Maybe by P3, P4, what's that doing for us? Where are we at with SARB 1, SARB 2? Our numbers, how is that, is it being responsive to catch those chronic truancies? That's all.
Thank you, Trustee Castillo. Trustee Alvarado?
Real quick, just want to congratulate Blanche Charles for being recognized tonight. All staff, teachers, admin, everybody involved. Keep it up. Same thing with Kennedy Gardens. You guys are doing an awesome job. Just keep that up. And also thanks to Mr. Frank Sasueta. Thank you for everything that you've done so far. I know it's just going to get a lot better with him just focusing on the rest of the elementary schools. I did have a chance to visit at Dual School also as well at the LEADS program that they have currently. Awesome program going on there. Students are real well engaged in that program. And other than that, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Trustee Alvarado. As for me, again, thank you to all the schools that were recognized tonight. I think it's important. Attendance is important because if our students don't come to school, everyone loses. And also, Mr. Sasueta, for giving our schools and students a sense of pride, making them feel good when they show up to school. And again, thank you for the wonderful mural you had in Main School. And again, the numbers look good, and let's keep it up. Hopefully, we still got a few more months to go, and we can get our kids to where we want them to get. Any other comments? Nope. All right, we'll go on with K, discussion. K1, discussion of possible resolution establishing emergency repairs.
So this item is brought to you so that you can, at business services request, that to allow us to make emergency repair purchases without going out to bid when the total cost exceeds 15,000, and when it includes something like, the plumbing, electrical, etc. Sometimes when there's an emergency, we just need that added into a resolution, so that way, if there's an emergency and we need to purchase an AC then and there, that we wouldn't have to go through the RFP process if it's in the resolution. Obviously, it would be going with the vendors that we know, but that's really what the importance of this is. I'm not sure if there's anything else you would like to add, Ms. Randall, to that.
Well, just other than currently, the board has established, kind of at the dais that HVAC is, and since our climate, that HVAC is important. So this is just an opportunity, if other instances or things come up like plumbing, pipe break, that type of thing, we can in the service, someone to come and repair it, ASAP.
I have a question. What prompted this? Have we had any issues with this type of purchasing?
Currently, no, but we figured it would be a good idea to establish some guidelines so that we can refer to if we do have future issues, such as power outages or plumbing outages or HVAC issues, as we know, which we do consider an emergency. It keeps us all on the right side, I believe. That if we have an emergency resolution stating this is what we deem as an emergency, and allows us the ability to just go grab something off the shelf and put it in place so we don't disrupt services. That's what we're asking. And plus, it would help myself and my staff give us some guidelines of what the board considers an emergency that I can throw some man hours at and some bodies at to get it accomplished, whether that's overtime or comp time. Having those defined roles is going to be pretty important.
And the emergency is stated per section 1102. Therefore, I move that we approve this
There's no.
resolution. What discussion?
It's just
Discussion only?
Discussion.
We'll bring it back. It's
Okay.
in case there were other items that the board may want to consider to add to this resolution.
Jeremy, is there anything else we need to add? I saw plumbing, electrical, anything structural or?
Well, I think that, we looked at what the public contract code says, and we mirrored that. It's life or property damage or interruption of public services. So I think we pretty much got it covered in that. But, again, just wanted your guys' input, the board's input on that, so that we can stay on the right side here, so.
Well, it is specific, 1102. It is a specific what emergency means.
Right,
So, and I don't think we,
Anything formally adopted by the board, I guess, is
right.
no, but it states right here what will declare an emergency, as used in this code means yada 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 yada. So, I don't think we've had a problem with approving emergency purchases, ACs, plumbing things. I don't think we've had that problem before. So, or do you remember that we've had a?
Not to my knowledge, I would feel more comfortable if the board had a resolution stating such emergencies.
Yes.
So that we have something to refer to later on down the road in case something ever does come up.
Okay.
I would say bring it back.
Yeah, well,
As a
yeah,
resolution?
I personally would have to look into it. I mean, because we haven't had any issues, and
Right.
I think the system that we have established now is working, so, okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
So bring it back for a vote.
Yes.
Come up with the resolution and bring it back.
K2, Prop 39.
And this was placed here at board member request?
Me?
It was at board member request to discuss Prop 39. But I think we discussed it, I think, earlier in the board member comments, unless there's something else to add to that.
Oh, the ACs?
Oh, okay.
It was the AC issue.
So I don't
Do
know
we
if
have
there's-
any other?
I don't know if there's anything else to discuss on that.
No? Well, as long as they follow up on the AC matter, then well, I think we're okay. I think that's what's pressing now, and if we can
And-
follow up.
And to
I'd
check
really
the
appreciate
adjustment of the.
Yes,
the
if we
s-
can do
The
it.
temperature setting.
that. Yeah, because like Mr. Cito Calderon was saying, in the months to come, we won't need an air conditioner, and maybe we can make up some of the energy then. Okay. Anything else? Nothing? Thank you. K3, school boundaries.
This is also a board member request. This is Mr. Cito Calderon.
And the reason that I'm bringing this up is, and it's just for discussion. The other day, a parent approached me and said, well, I live on, Ramirez, where are you? I live on Heber, but I live on the west side of Heber, and I'm on the side of Rockwood, but my school, according to the boundaries, my school is dual, but I live right behind Rockwood. So I'm wondering, so have we set boundaries, I mean, in writing, do we know, or have we said, well, west of Heber?
Yes, we
Okay.
have a map.
It's on our website.
It's, in addition, it's on our website. When a parent puts in their address, it automatically tells them what elementary school, what junior high, and what high school they attend. And it's kind of hard to see, but here we have all the elementaries with all the different colors. So what I did is I went ahead and I blew them up. So if you go to the next slide, Aldo, please. You skip one. So that's Cesar Chavez. So Cesar Chavez boundaries is south of Cole Road, north of Highway 98, and they're exactly east of Andrade. So Andrade, if you were to put a line in the middle of the street, east of Andrade, they go to Cesar Chavez, and then west of Andrade, they go to Jefferson. We'll see it right now. And then the west of Bacher. If you notice right at the bottom, you see a little bit of green. So green is Jefferson. So that means that any student that's coming from the outskirts, they don't attend Cesar Chavez. They go to Jefferson because at Cesar Chavez, we're already at capacity. The next one. This is Jefferson. So Jefferson has south of 98, north of First Street, and we kind of double checked if there's any homes around First Street, and they are, but towards the after downtown. And then they have east of Beach Avenue and Du Avenue because they have a strange configuration. I don't have a clicker, but if you see the little pink area, no, go back to Jefferson. You see that little pink area towards the top corner? You have a clicker?
Mhm.
So that's Calexico Unified. This is
Yes.
this home right here, that area right here belongs to Dual. So they have a different cutoff. So all of these streets here go to Jefferson, but then this street right here and the Encanto area, or the Encanto streets, once Encanto Street, there's Encanto Drive,
Right.
they belong to Dual. Next slide. Oh, sorry. Dual. Dual is south of the All-American Canal, north of First Street. Then they're east of Heffernan. So if you look at Heffernan, it goes, I'm trying to figure out right here. Where's Rockwood? Right here. I better not be using the clicker then. I'm sorry, I clicked all three buttons at the same time. Next one. Okay, there. So this is Heffernan right here. So see how Heffernan goes straight into the high school? Right there? This, to Rockwood, this is Rockwood. So this is Heber. So Heber belongs to Dual. Yes, they're right behind Rockwood, but the cutoff is Heffernan. So because Heffernan doesn't go through, then this part right here belongs to Dual. Same thing, like these individuals can tell you, well, Jefferson is way closer to us, but yet they belong to the DO area. And I don't know how far ago it was that they set these boundaries. It was before my time. But as it is right now, the numbers at DO and Jefferson have increased like drastically compared to past years. But then Cesar Chavez is also at capacity. Okay. And then you have West of Andrade Avenue, and includes the Encanto Drive and Encanto Street. This is Rockwood. Rockwood is the gray area right here. So they're south of the All American Canal and Vega Street. Vega Street is this little piece right here. Here's the American Canal. KG is up here. So they do not get the what we call the better known as the pichoneras.
Yeah.
Okay, so they belong to Kennedy Gardens. Okay, everybody else goes to Rockwood.
It's Rockwood Village.
It's Rockwood Village.
All right. Let's get the record.
I just remember being afraid of going through that area when I was a kid. And then east of Heffernan and west of Andrade and Duo Avenue. West of Heffernan and C. and Perry. Okay, so all this area, C. and Perry, they belong to Rockwood. Then we have Kennedy Gardens. Kennedy Gardens is probably the one that has the most land, if you see the area as land. So they have everything that's south of Playa del Norte, which is the back canal, named Central Main Canal. And then north of All American Canal and Vega Street. And then east of Estrada Boulevard and west of Andrade and Meadows Road, because Andrade changes to Homero. So these are the newer homes that a lot of our parents have asked if they belong to Cesar, and so no, their area, all of this area belongs to Kennedy Gardens. The apartments right behind Circle K, they're very close to Cesar Chavez, but because they're on the west side of Andrade, they go to Kennedy Gardens. Then we have Blanche Charles in the little corner right here. This is Main. So Blanche Charles is in the little corner. They are south of the All American Canal, north of Grant Avenue, east of Rainbow Avenue and Moreno Street. That's towards the back over here. West of Adler Street and Las Haciendas. That's right around this area right here. And then they also get all the inter-district requests. Anybody who's coming from another city or town. That's a designated school for intra-districts. And then we have Mains. Mains has all this area right here and all this land right here. They're south of Highway 98, north of 1st Street, east of Beach Avenue and Dew Avenue. They're west of Cesar Chavez Boulevard and V.B. Williams Avenue. And they also get the rural areas on the west. Jefferson gets them on the east side. Mains gets it on the west. And then our junior highs are by feeder schools. So if we look at Enrique Camarena, between these three elementaries, we have 2,286 students that will at some point eventually feed through Enrique Camarena. And Enrique Camarena right now it's at 682 students. On this side, which is the west side of town, we have 2,227 students that would eventually feed into Willie Moreno. So the difference between these two, it's only about 54 students. So it takes 4 of these schools to be about the same amount as the east side, which is where the town is growing. And Willie Moreno's population is 772 students. So if we go back to my first picture, so between these three, the Cesar Chavez, Jefferson, and Duo, the population of students here is the same as all of this territory right here. Okay, so it's just more of the housing is on this side, more of our students is on the east side. And that's it.
Go ahead, trustees. Any questions or concerns? Well, just for information, I believe that our mayor was interviewed, and she was informing us that in the next 2 or 3 years, we're getting like 1,000 households. So.
Yes, all the area on that side of Meadows Road.
Oh,
And
the new
Barker?
construction.
Yes.
All that new construction.
It's like 1,000
Yeah, which
homes. So
yeah.
just food for
just
thought.
won't fit into Cesar Chavez.
No.
A few, very few. Most of the overflows are either going from Jefferson towards Kennedy Gardens and Rockwood or Dual, because those are the two impacted. Cesar Chavez is taking only their school students who reside in their area, so we did not approve any inters or any interest to Cesar Chavez. Same thing for Enrique Camarena. So they still have like a couple of slots for students, so far we haven't had to do an overflow. I think the only grade level that's impacted, I mean, district-wide is kindergarten. Our grade span adjustment is 24-1, but we average between kinder or TK and third grade. So, for example, most of our kinder classes right now are around 24 to 26 students. And the reason we can put 26 students in kinder is because probably our first TK or kinder classes are at 20 students or 21 students. So when we take the average, we're still within the 24-1.
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. Any other questions, trustees? No? We go on to L, action items, consideration and action approval of the following items. L1, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and the Imperial County Behavioral Health Services for housing of the Vista Sands program for the 2017 through 2018 school year.
I'll move to approve.
Moved by Calderon, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Item approved by Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L2, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and the County of Imperial for Vista Sands Socialization Service Program for 2017-2018 school year.
Move to approve.
Moved by Alvarado, second by Calderon. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion is approved, or item, by Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L3, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and the STEM scope for district-wide professional development for October 9, 2017 for Next Generation Science Standards, CA and GSS.
Question.
Go ahead.
There's no cost to this because,
Yeah, there's no cost. We're looking into getting this program for our third grade modern learners that we're piloting. And they offer to come in and do some mini lessons of what NGSS should be looking in the classroom for our different grade levels to see if our regular staff is interested in looking into this program for the science classes.
is the training dependent on their curriculum or product?
No, they're just offering now. Yeah, so they're willing to partner like in the future, but they want to just showcase what they have.
Any other question, Trustee Castillo? I motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voting in favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L4, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and UCSD Early Outreach Program for Academic Service for Calexico High School, Enrique Camarena Jr. High, and William Moreno Jr. High Schools. Motion by Castillo, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please state aye. Aye. Voting in favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L5, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and the Imperial County, or Imperial Valley MESA for Mathematics, Engineering, Science Achievement, MESA Employees Program for Calexico High School, Enrique Camarena, William Romero Junior High Schools for the year 2017-2018 school year. I motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L6, memorandum of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and the Clínicas of Salud del Pueblo, Inc. for the WIC program for Calexico High School and Aurora High School.
Move to approve.
Moved by Calderon, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L7, memorandum of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and the Butte County Office of Education for participation of California Mini-Core programs.
I move to approve.
Moved by Romero, second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Voting in favor of the item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L8, memorandum of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and the El Centro Elementary School District for participation in the STEM and kit building program.
And this is a recurring thing.
Yes,
already did
it's
this
every
last-
year.
Last year, right?
Yes, and I believe that Ms. Ramirez did an audit and inventory of it, and actually are requesting a little bit less than we did last year as well, just so, but teachers are requesting for some of the STEM kits, so that's one of the reasons that they're
Yeah.
going for it.
Yeah, I'm going to approve.
I'll second that.
Moved by Calderon, second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Abstain? In favor of the item is Romero, Calderon, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. Abstaining is Castillo.
You want that, right? It's my board.
Yes. Thank you for helping us out here. L9, awarding the RFP number 2017-03 Security Patrol Services and Agreement approval. This has been on this agenda once, twice, three times, so any questions or concerns?
I move to support staff's recommendation and giving the award to ASPS,
I'll second.
Can
but for a 1-year contract, not 5-year contract. I know that the contract here said 5 years, but it'd be a 1-year contract.
Correct. The recommendation was a 5-year contract with, a 5-year contract with, annual, renewal or option to cancel.
Okay, so it'll be for 1 year then.
Second with that.
Okay, so what's on the floor? You motion to approve staff recommendation with 1-year contract,
Yes.
and it's second by Castillo, correct?
Which would be ASPS,
ASPS.
What we have now.
okay.
All right. Do we have a
He made a motion, he
motion?
seconded.
Okay.
I have a
All those in
question.
favor?
I have a question before you vote. So the motion is to allow increments of 5 years. You want that removed from the motion and just 1 year?
1 year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Burgos. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Calderon?
No.
Castillo?
Aye.
Alvarado?
No.
Calderon Jr., no. Do we have another motion?
I'm gonna make a motion,
Go ahead.
for the second, security system, or security patrol that came in, with their bid.
Which was that?
Patrol Protective Services,
I believe so,
is that
but just for 1 year. Yeah.
same thing for 1
The
year?
motion on the floor by Alvarado is to select the second company with 1-year contract, correct? Because there was 2 companies.
That's correct.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Romero?
Opposed.
Opposed. In favor of hiring the second security service is Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr., and opposing is Romero.
Who seconded that motion, I'm sorry?
It was Cito Calderon.
For 1 year.
Okay. L10, outfitting dual elementary school portables with all services and alarm systems.
And this was a board member request?
Yes, I was contacted by 2 teachers at Dual Elementary regarding this, the problem that they've been having at the portables. The fact that the fact that they cannot hear the bells or the alarm systems. I shouldn't say alarm system, but the intercom in the back. So Jeremy. So can we find out, well, it's in the, it says, this is for approval. So what are we approving, for Jeremy to go out and get quotes? Is that what we're approving?
We,
Okay, but,
Oh, it's all
okay,
those
so,
schools.
so
That I
let's
recall,
make
it
it,
was all those.
so let's change the motion to district-wide. Anybody that needs, then their classroom retrofitted with a communication system, per se.
Well, why don't we table it and have
Okay.
Mr. Jeremy bring it in our,
A proposal.
proposal?
He's been working
Yeah.
on doing the research and the proposal for quite a few months now, actually.
Yeah, quite a few months. A lot of our systems are simplex systems, just so you know, and that's a proprietary system, meaning that simplex can only work with simplex items. So that's we had two other schools at the high school and Kennedy Gardens, if I'm not mistaken, that were working on that same issue. The bells can't be heard in the further reaches of the campuses. So we have simplex coming out and they're working on those right now. Dual was supposed to be in with that quote, but for whatever reason they didn't provide the dual quote to me, so I couldn't walk the PO through. So we're still waiting on that from Simplex. Just know that that is a proprietary system that we can only get Simplex to come work on it.
Well, the thing is that the other day there was a emergency drill, I don't know if fire or earthquake, and the portables did not hear the announcement.
Right.
So they didn't go through the fire drill or whatever drill that was because they didn't hear the announcement. So that's a
Yeah.
problem because
Yeah.
had it been a real emergency,
Yeah, we got that common problem throughout our campuses.
so we need to
we
do
are-
something.
We are working on that.
We need to do something ASAP. So,
So it'll come back to us, so we tabled it?
Yeah. I mean,
well, that's what
that
I'm
would
saying.
be-
So, but we need something. That's okay to table it right now, but we need something concrete.
are you talking like a bell in between these?
No. They
portables
need
or
to be
something?
able to hear the announcements. They cannot hear the announcements in the trailers. Some of these schools.
With your permission, once I get the quote from Simplex, can I just go ahead and get it fixed? I mean, that's what I
Yeah.
did with the other two schools because it's a proprietary system. I can't get another vendor to come in and fix it. So
Is this, you're talking about an intercom?
Well, whatever system they used to communicate, they didn't hear the bells. They didn't hear the announcements. They couldn't hear the principal saying we're having a drill
That's an intercom.
or intercom.
But here it says fire alarm system.
Yeah.
as well.
So,
Yeah.
Cut out both?
well, we can do both. Whatever
But
what needs to be done.
yeah,
Whatever
those-
needs to be done.
Those
needs to be
systems are usually tied together.
Okay.
So.
So, can we put a little, and not just a dual, but I mean at other schools, maybe at the high school, we have portables that cannot hear the bells. I don't know. I
Right,
don't
yeah.
know.
We're working with the principals to target those areas that can't be heard and get those companies like Simplex or Standard Electronics out there to fix that system that the school site has, so.
When you table this, get a quote as to what's gonna cost, and then bring it back.
Bring it back to the next board meeting.
So I'll
Yes.
move to table this item and for the next
Well,
board meeting.
but, hold on. I mean, it's gonna take a while. I mean, when are you gonna bring it back?
But as soon as Simplex gives me the quote.
Oh, okay.
So-
And my concern, what Mr. Calderon was saying, is that right now we have classrooms where the teachers or the students can't hear if there's an emergency. So we need a quick fix on this. If we have to pull a pole with an alarm system or something just to let them know, hey, something's happening, I mean, we need to do something about it.
Can the phone systems, they have a speaker, right? You can use that. Set it up.
I mean, so they could hear something, at least a warning bell that, hey,
Well, they didn't hear anything.
no?
They went out to recess and there was an emergency drill going on. They went
No.
outside, so.
And, well, we just had our safety meeting today, and these things will be taken care of once we get someone to have this type of service, but for now, hopefully, we can get this going.
But
because-
I would like, again, if I can get that quote from Simplex just to get it going instead of having to wait for the next board meeting. It's not gonna
Oh, no.
be $50,000, $60,000, $70,000.
Yeah, I know it's.
Well, my
hard to-
direction is to go ahead and get it going on
Okay,
and
Just-
have something in writing or in concrete by the next board meeting if you can.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's a motion to table.
Yeah, so I'm going,
Withdraw it and then make the new motion.
which would be to go ahead, okay, well, I withdraw my motion, and my motion is to go ahead and make preparations not preparations, but, get the quotes to fix this problem for the next board meeting. Okay, which is going to be in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Their next board meeting, so. But meanwhile, we need like President says, we need a fix like immediately. So how can we provide communication between the main office and those classrooms that don't have, means of
well, they do
communication?
They got handheld radios. They got those.
do?
They do have the short tail communications with the
It's a telephone,
speaker
right?
phones. They should be able to run emergency communications through those. I mean, that's something they can use now. I'm hoping to get that thing fixed before the next board meeting if
Okay.
I'm allowed to. So that's what I'd like to do, so that we don't have to vote on it.
Okay, well, since you're already on it, just get it to us as soon as possible so we
Yeah.
can correct this discrepancy. Okay?
And
So
my-
the motion was just to,
Yeah, to go ahead and get it done as soon as possible.
okay,
And Mari, that's my motion.
okay. Second the motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voting in favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr.
So can you repeat the motion again? I mean, what was the action?
Is to get on the,
Actually, the motion should be to include all those schools all those schools that were not included in the previous.
the entire district.
So we're saying bring it back in 2 weeks
Yes.
with all that information.
No.
That's-
But Jeremy says that he's already working on that, but he did not include, in this case, dual, for whatever reason. So now my motion is to, well, actually, my motion should be to include.
If I could,
Why don't we
wouldn't it
just
be
table
okay to just give direction? At this point, just give direction to get it taken care of or to bring it back one way or another. As Mr. Nielsen said, it's a proprietary system. For whatever the reason, Simplex did not provide the quote for the repairs on Dual, for example, on time, but that's what he's waiting for, so that he knows what's needed. If it comes out in the next couple of weeks and we have direction from the board to take care of it immediately, and if it's under the $86,000, I think that as a superintendent, I can go ahead and authorize that repair and/or, if that's okay.
I was gonna say to include dual and that proposal, that will be my motion. Or that was supposed to be my motion, to include dual in that proposal that he's working on.
Can the
I
motion
think-
could be just to give direction?
To give direction for you to tell Jeremy to include that, yes.
I think that was already something that was already voted on, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go through the
Have
whole
to
process
re-
all over again.
What-
But my
the
understanding
motion
of
on the
it was
table
just
was to get something going, present it to us, and let's make a decision. That's what it was, correct? Something on the alarm system or intercom or whatever that needs to be done. Thank you. All right. So we got everything, correct? All right, let's go on then. L11, deny of claim, Liliana Garcia versus Calexico Unified School District.
Would that go to insurance?
Yes.
I motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second by Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voting in favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L12, account
As a clarification, the approval was for denial.
to denial, yes.
Right.
That's the recommendation. Thank you. L12, accountable payable pre-list and addendums. Do we have any questions or concerns before we?
I move we approve.
Moved by Romero, second by Calderon Jr. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voting in favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L13, second reading of revised board policy 5144.1 and administrative regulations 5144.1, suspension and expulsion due process.
Any changes from first reading?
Oh, and also, yeah, it's actually, and adopted, it's the second reading.
Any changes?
Nothing.
Go ahead.
I'll move to approve. I'll move to
I
approve.
will-
Second.
I'll second. Or second by Castillo, or who? Okay, Calderon. Second by Calderon. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm voting in favor of this item. Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L14, resolution regarding disposition of surplus assets, non-asset furniture equipment at William Moreno.
I move we approve.
A second,
Resolution?
and this is a roll call.
Yes.
Romero,
Yes.
Calderon,
Yes.
Castillo,
Yes.
Alvarado.
Yes.
Calderon Jr., yes. Motion approved. L15, resolution regarding disposition and surplus asset, non-asset CPR equipment at District Office Special Ed Department.
I move we approve.
Motion by Romero to
Second.
approve, second by Alvarado.
Roll call.
Romero,
Yes.
Calderon,
Yes.
Castillo, Alvarado,
Yes.
Calderon Jr., yes. Motion passes. L16, resolution regarding disposition of surplus assets, non-asset technology equipment, District Office Special Ed Department. I move to approve.
Second.
Second by Castillo. Romero,
Yes.
Calderon,
Yes.
Castillo,
Yes.
Alvarado,
Yes.
Calderon Jr., yes. L17. It is certificated employment report. I motion to approve and adding Delia Tovar for CHS Professional Development Section and temporary contract Gilbert Mendez
For special assignment.
at Calexico High School. I motion that, so, do you have a second?
I second.
Second by Calderon. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. In favor of this motion is Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. L18, classified employment report. We didn't have, I motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Calderon. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Voting in favor of this item, Romero, Calderon, Castillo, Alvarado, and Calderon Jr. M, reconvene to earlier closed session. And we're going back to closed session, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.
Thank you, and good evening if you're not here when we come back.